So let's take a brief look at this healthcare waste management in a Brazilian higher research institutions. If you are in this business or working in a healthcare institute and health research institute, and you want to worry about sustainability and waste management, you obviously want to go read the details. Here, higher education institutions represent an important role for socio-environmental sustainability of contemporary societies. We already looked at one example of integrating waste pickers into campus sustainability initiatives and making them mainstream employees rather than marginalized groups. Here it's more about waste management, which also we have looked at. Waste management actually a big part of the sustainability overall. You want to reduce waste and you want to recycle, reuse and dispose of the waste in a very proper way. We looked at the example of proper disposal with the EcoMap example from Florence and so on. Universities are generating skills, knowledge, teaching and learning that contribute to environmental awareness, not only for students but also society in general. The School of Public Health, FSP as it said in Portuguese, is a public health and research institution located in the center of the city of São Paulo, Brazil, representing one of the 48 graduate schools of the University of São Paulo. This paper presents the results reached by the sustainability program in progress in FSP since 2014, detailing its efforts to comply with sanitary, environmental and labor regulations, as well as some of the proactive attitudes adopted to solve waste management matters. A healthcare waste management plan has been gradually implanted, attempting at waste avoidance, promotion of proper and safe waste handling, and the prevention of health and environmental impacts. So healthcare waste has additional issues of how to dispose of this waste because of the potential negative impacts on health and environment, water, soil, etc. Projects, researches, lectures, workshops, campaigns and events related to environmental and occupational health have empowered the dissemination of environmental education, community awareness and assure continuity to the program. You definitely don't want waste pickers going through medical waste without knowing what they are dealing with. Indicators have been used to monitor the process and to communicate outcomes. Again, monitoring and reporting very critical. Limitations faced until the present are the lack of economic and human resources. So committing to resources operational budgets is always important to make these sustainability efforts sustainable. So sustainability itself has to be sustained, but they have been overcome mainly thanks to effort, solidarity and entrepreneurial vision of volunteers. So if the volunteers are continually required to be engaged in maintaining finances, then it can again be unsustainable. If volunteers prepare a program and implement it which sustains the financing, then it doesn't matter if the volunteers leave, if they're students or staff or faculty and so on and so forth. Okay, so you can go read the details, but jumping to the conclusion, this study emphasizes the potential for institutions for higher education in fostering the development of sustainability through actions to prevent health and environmental impacts, mainly by means of the minimization of waste generation and careful management of hazardous waste. The sustainability program developed over the last 4 years in FSP, so it was written a few years back, involves different areas and comprises negotiations, activity planning, constant monitoring, corrections and adjustments over time. The existence of a multidisciplinary team acting simultaneously in an integrated and participatory way has been of fundamental importance to effectively achieve the objectives and keep the continuity of the program. So students can be engaged, of course, in the administration part or the planning part of these things. They cannot be engaged into the waste management itself unless somebody is getting trained for that. The results conquered so far are broad, mainly in terms of community awareness and benefits to the environmental preservation, which is considered fundamental for sustainability. Improvements in occupational safety, sanitary and socio-environmental conditions, besides cost reduction and financial savings, were reached since more than 90 kilograms per day, out of which 82.6 kg of recyclables and 8.3 kg of compostable materials are not sent to disposable landfills. Okay, so that's good news. We'll come back and look at another initiative from Italy about communicating universities' leading role in sustainable development. So this is again another example, next podcast, on reporting or communicating. Monitoring, evaluation and reporting cannot be overemphasized, because they will make sure that transparency exists and people actually know what you are doing and not reading just glossy brochures on what great things you are doing without having any handle on whether that's actually happening or not, or whether greenwashing is happening. Okay, I mentioned greenwashing a lot because corporations tend to do it because they are driven by profit motives. There may be shareholder pressure to not do that, but there are many cases where even progressive companies like Volkswagen and Toyota have been caught doing things that are not great. So you definitely don't want universities getting engaged in greenwashing efforts just to make reputation better or getting financial advantages and so on. Okay.